Dr. Greg here again, and another video about sugar. And you know, eventually I was going to get to the brain, and today I'm going to talk about the brain and sugar. One particular piece of the brain and sugar. And what I'm going to talk about, and I know you've heard of this term before, is brain-derived neurotropic factor. Now, brain-derived neurotropic factor is a protein that your brain makes, and this protein, this brain-derived neurotropic factor, is made in the hippocampus of your brain. Now, what is it responsible for? A lot of things, but what I'm going to talk about today is memory and learning. It's responsible for new memories, long-term memories, and learning new things. That's what the brain-derived neurotropic factor is for in this instance that we're going to talk about. Now, how does sugar affect brain-derived neurotropic factor? Now, what they've discovered, a research paper was actually published in 2002. There are many research papers, but this one was particularly interesting. It actually looked at the diet, typical Western diet, which is high in unsaturated fats and also high in sugar. And in 2002, we still eat a lot of sugar, a lot of processed foods, a lot of sugar. And what they discovered is that they measured the production of brain-derived neurotropic factor in a hippocampus over a 2-month period. So they had individuals eat this way for 2 months, and they measured the production of and the levels of this factor in our brains, in their brains. And what they discovered was that the diet adversely affected the hippocampus and also reduced the production of brain-derived neurotropic factors. So we know that brain-derived neurotropic factors is important in memory and learning new things and long-term memory, and this reduction in brain-derived neurotropic factor affected their memories. So sugar, excessive sugar, can actually impact your memory. Now, what problems does our society have today? What diseases that we have today that affect our memories? There's something called dementia and Alzheimer's. Now, Alzheimer's has been labeled type 3 diabetes. So this is just one aspect of our brains that excess sugar affects. And it affects our memory, it affects our learning abilities, and it affects our higher thinking, because brain-derived neurotropic factor is very important in higher levels of thinking. So when you have that brain fog, or you can't remember where you put the keys, or you can't come up with 2 + 2 = 4, or whatever, you might want to wonder, you might think about what kind of levels of sugar you're eating that could be impacting this very important protein. Brain-derived neurotropic factor and sugar don't mix, just like oil and vinegar, or actually oil and water, or something like that. Anyway, that's my little insight for this week. This is Dr. Greg, changing the way we look at health.